Well, Ammar Kahf joins us now from Istanbul. He is the Executive Director of the Omran Center for Strategic Studies, a think tank with a special focus on the Middle East, especially Syria. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Kahf. First off, Daesh's territory has been eliminated in Syria, so we're hearing, but it's far from over. They could still carry out attacks.
Well, thank you very much for addressing this topic. Actually, Daesh ended its capital since the days of Raqqa. So now it has already shifted towards street wars and doing a lot of pocket wars here and there. And again, in my opinion, this alleged or this supposed victory over Daesh that was announced today was more of a PR stunt to announce that to basically point that piece of paper that the President of the United States could say that I ticked that box and I'm over to the next phase. But however, the next phase is going to be much harder to eliminate these pockets.
How do we learn from history? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of weapons floating around, a lot of disenfranchised youth who've been affected by many years of war, who've lived under Daesh. How do we stop history repeating itself and see another iteration of Daesh rising from the ashes?
Well, unfortunately, this is the policy of countering ISIS without looking at the source of ISIS, who trained those ISIS members, who pushed them to go to Iraq first in the first place and then go back to Syrian prisons and then release them from prisons. It is the Assad regime. And so without addressing the real cause of instability in the region, we're basically going in circles and circles. And so now with all these weapons now, with an alleged victorious militia that is antagonist to the entire region and is destabilizing all relations, political relations, military relations, and security for Syrians and also for Turkey, for Iraq, for Iran, and for the entire region. And that's probably one of the main risks that we'll deal now with two risks, the pockets of ISIS and also the pockets of YPG and its affiliates.
So you're talking there about the SDF. How then will this defeat of Daesh, heralded by the SDF and the Americans, how will this affect what happens next in Syria?
Well, I mean, look at last night, just a small village with 50 fighters taking over 6 to 7 hours. I mean, this is not a military victory per se, but more of an air force that bombed the entire village, destroyed 100% of villages in Raqqa and Mosul, and we've seen all these things. And so I'm not very optimistic of the future, but nevertheless, this is a good a page to flip and a new phase to deal with the challenges of security in the region.
Thank you for that. That's Ammar Kahf live from Istanbul.